Now, something that's a little bit tough sometimes, and many of you know this, when we're in the valley of the shadow of death, occasionally, sometimes it seems like a lot, we're in there in front of an audience. Other people are watching us and potentially, perhaps, ridiculing us. They're looking at us and they're saying, see how dumb they are? See what they did? I knew that's what they would do because that's the kind of dummy they are. That's how they roll. And they've got all kinds of insults. They've got all kinds of judgments. They've got all kinds of things to say about your walk. The enemy is watching, and he's watching, hoping you fail. But there's good news because those on the summit of confidence can rest in God's, number 4, defense in the face of their enemies. Defense in the face of their enemies. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You've anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. And the low confidence lie comes to us and says, they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to know that you were an imposter this whole time. We always knew it, and there it is. They're all going to see it. They're all going to know. And God says, I am well able. If you will keep your mouth shut, if you will let me defend you, I am well able to defend you and make them watch. If we will leave it in God's hand. If we will not try to be our own shepherd and just trust that he can do it. See, what he's describing here in this part of the psalm is he's not only a shepherd, he's a host. He's a host at a banquet. Now in the ancient Near East, if you came to somebody's home and you were gonna be a guest at their table, they're not just a nice person. That's not what the psalm is trying to describe. They're not just nice. They're not just gonna, oh, here's a glass of water. That's not what it is. When someone hosts you, they're taking responsibility for you and saying, hey, sit at my table. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You are honored here. You're important here. Come sit at my own family table. You're wanted here. That's what God is saying about you. Have you ever had somebody make you feel like they didn't want you? Yeah, well, God does want you. And he's well able at the right time to demonstrate that he himself wants you, and it doesn't matter what they think. He doesn't just tolerate you at his table. He treats you like family. Now, the enemy's still going to accuse, and he's going to talk, and he's going to mock, but the time will come as those who have the patience to wait on God to bring about his defense. Oh, dude, it's so much more worth it. That means we need to shut down the rant that we're going to do on social media. That means we need to not get in there and defend ourselves, and so everyone just knows, well, I was right, or I had the right motive, whatever it is. And I'm not saying we don't ever clarify the record. There's a point for that. But when people are just attacking you and saying all kinds of things, you don't need to be your own defender. Just let God do it. I've got a pastor friend who, when he was a youth pastor, he took a group of young people to the mall, and he's the kind of guy, he dressed up like Moses, okay? So he's like in this robe and long beard, and while he was there, he got a ticket for it was like disrupting the peace. I couldn't clarify with him exactly what the charge was, but he got a real ticket for disturbing the peace. So a cop finds him in the mall, sees him dressed like Moses, whatever the kids were doing, I don't know, but he gets a ticket for playing Moses as a youth pastor in the mall. He goes to court, okay? The officer is there and the judge is there. The judge is looking over this case and he's like, okay, so wait a minute. This guy's here because he was dressed up like a Bible character and you brought him in here. And he looks at the police officer and he says, he's on the good side. He's a youth pastor. He's on the good side. Essentially saying, what are you doing? He defends my friend because God had a way of defending him. God had a way of publicly in front of your enemy, not that he's really an enemy, he made an error, and God defended him right in front of him and the enemy. So my friends, the Holy Spirit will give us courage and restraint, but we have to obey it. We have to roll with it. We have to not want the last word in every conversation. We need to not be so doggone reactive. We need to wait on God's time when God is finally going to be the one who sets the score, sets the record straight.